Welcome to another day of Bhagavad Gita Sadhana. It's raining, so I'm perched inside a little bit. I'm going to scoot so I'm sitting more outside in the rain. How are you today? That's a question, and that's one of life's most common questions. Today we'll be talking about chapter 6, 7, 8. Chapter 8. As we use the Bhagavad Gita to help us figure out what our life's path is. There are so many paths. And chapter 8 starts off with some very important questions. I'm going to chant to you from the translation from Hearing the Song of Your Soul. This is Arjun. Arjun has asked Krishna questions so far in the Gita, but none quite like this. And if these questions resonate with you, then exploring chapter 8 more fully may be a good path. Arjuna asks, what is God? What is the spirit? And what is karma, best of men? What is the basis of this world? And what enlivens everything? O slayer of the great demon, who makes a sacrifice sacred? And how do these self-controlled ones know you at the moment of death? Some big questions indeed. So this can be seen as marking a shift on our spiritual journey, from asking questions like, what do I do? Why is this happening to me? To the really important ones. What is God? What is the spirit or the soul? What am I meant to do in this world? Etc. And we could just take it as, okay, let's read Krishna's response. But remember, Krishna represents our inner self, and chapter 8 comes after chapter 7, which is the yoga of knowledge and special knowledge or direct experience. And what's also interesting to me about these questions arising now is that Arjun is a father. And if any of you have been parents or perhaps had nibblings, nieces and nephews, they ask a lot of questions. And I'm guessing with Arjun being a father, his kids have asked him questions like this. What is God? What's the soul? Where do we go after we die? Right? Any parents, anything ever arise like that? So it's interesting because Arjun has probably already answered these questions for his kids. But here he is going, I don't really know. And this reflects a lot of the ways we get our information about important spiritual topics. We ask people we trust, our parents, grandparents, teachers, priests, rabbis, professors. And they do what has become kind of accepted and natural for us to do. They give the answer that they think they know. Instead, what if they encouraged you when you asked these questions and said, you already know, look inside for the answer. And they gave us methods to do that. Then, if we did that, when we were asked questions like this by others, like our kids, we would be able to answer without doubt. And children are little truth machines. They know when they're hearing truth and when they're hearing not. But if something that's not true is said by a trusted person, it often goes in there and takes root anyway. And then when confronted with the truth later on, they're like, no, that can't be the truth because my parent, priest, rabbi, teacher, professor said something else. Are we passing on knowledge that we absolutely know, or is it theoretical knowledge that we're passing on about some of life's most important questions? So today I'm encouraging you, especially if these questions interest you, you can look outside. But the thing is, when you look outside for answers, aren't there a multitude of answers? Like, even what is God? So many different traditions and religions explain it differently. And perhaps this is part of the distinction. I've been asked, what's the difference between religion and spirituality? In religion, you ask these questions and somebody tells you the answers that they've been told and that they were told before them. In spirituality, you ask these questions and you're told, here are the tools to find out for yourself. Remember, Krishna represents our inner self. Arjun's asking him now, his inner being, what is true, not anybody outside. And the answers could be different from what he's used to receiving. Today, as we practice and then sit for contemplation, I invite you to bring to mind one important question that you've asked in your life. Maybe it's one that Arjun asked, or maybe it's something else. And reflect upon where you got the answers. From outside, and if so, do they ring true? Or inside? That's one of the reasons contemplation and meditation is so important. To find the authentic answers you already know. You already know. Just have to listen. Like you would listen with respect to somebody you trust. Learn to listen with respect and with full attention to yourself. All right? Ooh. Let's switch. Shall we sit and contemplate? I'm amused because, once again, when I'm really ready to step outside and do the practices, the rain slows down or stops. It stopped. Very striking. Well, what question do you want the answer to? And can you find it inside? See you again in 5. Welcome back. Could you hear the beautiful robin singing? Imagine if the robin had come up to a voice coach and said, "How do I sing?" It just knows how. May you find your own song. And if you did contemplate a great question and feel like sharing it, I'd love to learn what it is. You could leave it in the comments below. Today's practice is dedicated to all those 3 and 4 year olds, sometimes 2 year olds, who just ask questions nonstop because it gives us a chance to reflect on our knowledge. Let's reflect on more knowledge together tomorrow. Until then.